Hello everyone, it's Chef Alina Z, and today we're talking about bees and how to save the bees. What can we do to save the bees and consequently save our planet? And this is something that I was asked yesterday at work when I was cooking with honey, and this woman asked me what are my practices that I am doing and how can she support our planet by supporting the bees. So in this video and podcast, I will share with you what I do and what you can do as well. So number one thing that I do, and if you follow me and you see how I eat or what I promote, I do eat organic 90% of the time. When I go out and I don't have a choice, sometimes I'll eat whatever it is that to eat, but always making mindful choices. But most of the time I will buy organic food and try to go to organic restaurants and support them buying organic food at their restaurants. Or if the restaurant just has one organic dish, then I will buy that, just because money is how we vote. If we give money to organic farm versus non-organic farm, the non-organic farm will get greedy and they will want our money, so they will see if they change their practices, they will get that cut. And why not? That's why I love this kind of commerce. You get to choose how you spend the money, and then those companies get to choose what kind of business they do. I stopped buying things from a company that I didn't think was ethical, and if enough people do that, maybe they will change their practices. But for now, all I can do is do my things and share it with you, which I'm doing, and encourage you to buy organic food, because when there are no pesticides or herbicides on the food, on the farms, then bees can flourish. They can go from plant to plant, they can pollinate, all that good stuff. Because if we do buy conventional and non-organic, then those foods are being sprayed, and those sprays kill the bees. It's just simple as that. Now, the question I get asked often is, how do you do organic food and save money? How do you do organic on the budget? And I will tell you, there are ways to do it. So here are some tips on how you can support the bees and buy organic and actually support your health as well doing that. So number one thing is buy in bulk. When you buy in bulk, like at Costco, you definitely save a lot of money. Number two is buy organic food in frozen sections so it doesn't go bad. And also frozen means that it was picked at its ripeness. So sometimes it will be even more flavorful than foods that have been sitting on trucks for days. And then number three, buy in season. When you're buying in season, you're definitely getting better price because it's easier to grow that food, and then you can freeze it for later if you want. So those are my biggest tips. Of course, shopping at Costco, shopping at Trader Joe's, they have great prices. Shopping at Aldi, spelled A-L-D-I. It's an interesting store concept. They don't have like real shelving, it's kind of like warehousey, even more so than Costco, I think. Well, smaller. I think it's much smaller than Costco. And it's very eco-friendly, non-GMO. You have to bring your own bags. You even have to put money for the cart, and then you have to bring the cart back to get your money back. So it's kind of like creating consciousness all over again. And you can shop at regular stores as well. Just look up their weekly sales and see what's on sale. And if you're thinking, well, what about meat, for example? Like fruits and vegetables, okay, you can afford, but meat is expensive when it's organic, when it's humanely raised, when it's grass-fed. So here is the tip that I give people the most. If you want to save 50% on the meat, eat 50% less of that meat. And if you're still missing protein, then you can eat beans, you can eat vegetables, if you want more bulk. Beans definitely have, or lentils, any kind of legume has protein. But we really don't need as much meat as people have been eating in the last 20, 30 years. We really need very, very little of it, not even every day. Eat eggs too. If you want animal protein, eat eggs. But by cutting the meat, not only will you cut your costs, but you will also bring more life into your body, because meat takes a lot of time and energy to digest. And thinking about Thanksgiving dinner even, right? When we eat that Thanksgiving turkey dinner, we feel tired because it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Meat takes a lot of time to digest. Lions, they sleep for days or for hours at least after they eat a lot of meat. And elephants, they keep moving. Monkeys keep on moving and they're plant-based. So even those huge gorillas, they're always moving and they are plant-based most of the time. Anyway, this is not to talk about plant-based as much, but I always want to squeeze in a good reason to do that, a good reason to eat less meat, a good reason to go organic. It's kind of not just for us alone and for our health. It is also for the health and the environment and the health of our world. So it's a good reason if you ask me. The second thing you can do to help the bees is, if you have a garden, try to not have a lawn. Because lawns, they're kind of useless. There's no flowers there. I would put some clovers so you can have those little clover flowers, or dandelions. Those are really great. You can even eat dandelion leaves. They're so good for you for detox. So it's kind of like a double whammy. Maybe create a vegetable garden instead of a lawn. That's cool. You can eat the vegetables, save money, eat organic. Like, it's all kind of supports itself, right? And then if you're really like set on just something that's really pretty, look into lantana. Lantana is the shrub that has flowers that requires very little water. And it's really good for droughts. Of course, you need water in the beginning to get it going, but then later for maintenance, it takes very little water, little maintenance, and because of the flowers, the bees come and it's all for their life, right? They start pollinating stuff and living and moving, and exactly what we need. Another thing, if you don't have a garden and maybe you're already eating organic or you're trying to and you're thinking, what else can you do? Clothing. I'm sure you're wearing clothing. If you're watching this video, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm pretty sure you're wearing some kind of clothes. And are they organic? You know, people go like, organic, why would I care if my clothes are organic? Well, let me tell you, if you are wearing a t-shirt, a cotton t-shirt, that cotton has to come from a plant. And if it wasn't organic, it was treated with herbicides and pesticides that kill those bees. And I buy t-shirts now at H&M for $5 and they're organic. And I'm so happy because it's very cheap and it's good for the environment and they're cute. So kind of win-win-win. But do check out things that you can buy that are organic, clothes that you can buy that are organic. And if you are not finding that, maybe try to shop in like websites like Poshmark or Tradesy, where you're not creating more demand for more of those non-organic farms, but you're buying someone else's clothes. Maybe they bought it but they never wore it. Maybe it's almost new and you can dry clean it. I buy clothes that been owned by somebody like vintage, you know, and take it to dry cleaners. You can get it tailored, whatever, jazz it up. It's for a better cause. It's better for the environment because the landfills are not getting filled to the rim. I don't know if there's ever going to be a rim, or if they're not being burned or whatever happens. I don't even know what happens to recyclables, to be honest with you. Sometimes I wonder, but I just have to do what I can do, right? Recycle. But I know that if I'm buying clothes that were pre-owned, if I'm buying organically made clothes, I am making a better choice. It is a better carbon footprint, less of a carbon footprint. And circling back to farms and talking about farms, even if you're not buying organic vegetables and fruits, or if you're not buying organic clothes, if you're buying organic meat, that already is making a difference as well, because if those animals are eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of whatever, greens, grains, whatever they're eating, it takes huge farms to feed all of those animals. And that's why I kind of like to eat those plants before those animals eat it, because like you're letting the animals eat your food. You can be eating all of those yummy things before they get to them. So I kind of takes away the cow out of the supply chain. The oats go right to me and I make the oatmeal. But I'm diversing. But if you have organic meat, then you know that those animals were eating organic grains, organic grass, and those farms were not using pesticides and herbicides. So you are helping the environment, at least by doing that. And again, if you're concerned about the cost, just cut the amount in half, and you cut the bill in half, and you don't even need that much, and you might cut your waistline in half and get your energy doubled. would be a great side effect of that. And last but not least, besides eating organic food, having organic lawns or flowers, avoiding mulch, having the lantana flower, and having organic meat and buying organic clothes, organic cotton, what you can do is buy a bee farm. There's a bee farm called the Kind Bee Farm, and you can Google that, and they're little houses you can buy for your garden, and bees come and they live there, and they teach you how to do everything. And I think those bees are not stinging, they don't sting, that's why they're called the kind bee, but it helps with pollination, it helps with all of the good stuff that bees do. And you can become a part of a solution with just one of those things. So please share with me. Also tell me if you are doing something that I did not mention here that other people would be interested in, because I'm always interested in learning myself and doing something good for the environment, because we can all do something better. So that's that. Let me know what you thought, if this was helpful, how you are supporting our environment, and share with other people that you think could also be part of the solution to make it a better world. Okay guys, until later. Bye.